be true.
Don't jump, Anakin. I got the higher ground.
Hello. We are live.
What it do?
What it do, baby?
We are awake.
Yes. Well, I don't know how me and this guy
Are we awake? Are you
I
guys?
mean,
Yeah.
physically,
Okay.
at the very least.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sonny is here.
Hey, before you go introducing me, it was your birthday yesterday.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
Happy
Absolutely.
birthday, Frank.
Yeah, I'm legal.
Yeah, it was your 21st birthday.
Right. I can almost rent a car twice.
There you go.
Almost.
Or I think I can rent a car twice now.
Shout outs to our buddy Matt. It's his birthday today.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday, Matt. I don't know you, but happy birthday.
You know Matt from
Oh, I do know Matt. Just kidding.
He's gonna be pissed.
No, it's fine.
My birthday's on the 20th. Coming up. It's pretty awesome that we all have the same month.
Yeah, same week.
Yeah,
Same 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love it.
Um,
Paul, you got to move your birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I was just gonna go with it. Yeah, we all definitely have our birthday right now.
his is tomorrow too.
Right, perfect.
I turn 24 again.
Guys, we got a lot to get into tonight. Other than birthday news, we have
Yeah.
something coming up tonight at midnight that I don't know if you'll be staying up again tonight to see it. I imagine you guys will.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this. We're going to get something I think is will be a little bit more traditional as far as what we'd be expecting from an MCU type of project.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your expectations? And I wanted to get a prediction from you guys, maybe 1 or 2 predictions from what you think is going to happen from this series.
Go ahead.
I think what I expect is just a really fun action movie-ish, but a TV series. And I think when we were talking about it, like before these all started coming out, which ones we were looking forward to the most, this was number 2 for me, behind Loki. I think it's kind of crept up on Loki a little bit for me after WandaVision, because I mean, WandaVision was weirdly exhausting to watch, and not that I didn't enjoy it, but I am.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot to take.
I'm
in.
super hyped to just watch a show that's a straightforward action show that is just these 2 dudes who low-key hate each other but kind of love each other a little bit.
They do.
Just go to war with each other, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. And I think if I have one prediction that's definitely not going to happen is Dr. Doom's going to be name dropped in some way, shape, or form.
Ooh,
I like that.
I like that too. I think we might see. Maybe I would hope to. It'd be interesting to see Red Skull again in some kind of weird capacity. I think we're not getting Chris Evans, Kevin Feige confirmed.
It doesn't sound like it.
Our boy's not coming back. Like you said, I think it's going to be just action packed. I'm so stoked for just a crazy, crazy, crazy show. You know.
Well, the early returns, I mean, from what they've been saying, people who have seen it already are saying that there's a long action sequence to start the show, and right out of the gate. So I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, as far as a cameo, as far as a character that could be like, that's what I'm thinking is like that Mephisto type level of potential that we could be getting. Doctor Doom is really good.
That's a good one because I could jump on that train. The Mephisto thing I think could still end up happening in some capacity. In some different way, but maybe Doctor Doom would be really, really cool.
Yeah,
it would be super duper cool.
So if we're thinking about that, they've shown like a little bit of it in clips of the trailers. You saw this mythical or this hypothetical place. It's supposed to be like a Singapore. It's called Madripoor. Okay, and it's supposed to have connections to like the underworld,
criminal underground.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
And it's also had connections throughout the years to X-Men
mm-hmm.
and to mutant type content.
Yep.
So could we finally be getting an X-Men type of appearance or cameo
what would
in
be
one of these episodes?
Really cool. I don't know. As soon as you said this, I'm thinking of some underground gambling casino type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And what if we get Gambit?
That would be super cool.
In some type of poker game.
That'd be cool since we've been waiting for years for them to finally confirm whether there's going to be a Gambit movie or not. We heard for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum
for
supposed to be playing
while.
Gambit, and then
he wasn't, and then like the director, it's like very much what's happening with that Flash movie. Or it was like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Yes, there's a director and a star.
Right.
No, there's nothing. Yes, there is. No, there's nothing. So obviously all that probably reset once Disney got it. And I'm not going to hold out hope for seeing like, I just want a good, straightforward action series.
Yeah.
I had enough of all the speculate. I mean, of course, I'm still going to speculate, but I'm not putting too much chips in any of those bets.
Right. So okay, so with this series, we know that we're going to get of what we've been told. Anyway, we've seen at least the back of him. I'm talking about U.S. Agent, of course,
Mm-hmm.
the government's replacement for Steve Rogers as Captain America. That he's been given this mantle. Was he given the shield that Steve gave to Sam?
I think it was confiscated at some point, maybe.
Okay.
And at some point in the show, we're gonna see them trying to get the shield.
My question is it a different shield? Because we also see
Could
the
be.
shield up in a
definitely.
museum.
Definitely could be.
And obviously that could be just a display shield, but I kind of feel like that might be the real one. But then how did they get a hold of it from Sam? And there's another thing. If they don't have it, I don't know. Where is the shield?
Because the training sequence with
they have it.
Yeah, they're chilling.
So
And they're both training with it.
I think there's definitely more than one shield. And maybe that one isn't made out of vibranium, or maybe it's just like a cheap little like we couldn't find.
Well, because
more
there's a
vibranium.
couple other metals that of course, aren't as valuable and aren't as strong as vibranium.
Mhm.
That they can use. It'd be interesting to see if it is one of these other kind of name-dropping metals.
The only other one
Like
I can think-
adamantium?
Oh, that would be super cool.
Yeah.
Because isn't is it adamantium or vibranium? One of them is like an alloy of the other one. Like I think it might be vibranium is a mix of another metal and adamantium, or vice versa. Adamantium
Probably vice versa. I
is
think
a mix
I think
of vibranium and something else.
vibranium's probably the more. I think it's a space rock, right? That's
Yeah,
behind
so
it,
it's definitely that because adamantium is made in some way out of vibranium.
Correct.
So that could be it.
interesting.
Here we go again.
I know, right? Let's do it, fellas.
Listen, I'm excited for this series. I think that we're obviously going to get. I mean, it's cool to see that you think about the secondary characters when it comes to what's been happening in the MCU. It seems like characters like Bucky and Sam have taken a back seat. Wanda and Vision
Right.
took a back seat
Right.
to that like the main 6 or 7 Avengers.
Right.
Kind of in this whole MCU has been 20 plus films,
Yeah.
right? And now they get to be featured and they get their time in
They get their
the
own-
shine,
their
the
own
spotlight,
Yeah.
And I think that this is going to be I think it's going to be an emotional series.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be tons of action. And I think it's going to play out like a Captain America movie. It's going to have that kind of feel,
that kind of tone.
like a Captain America movie. And I think that ultimately, when we get to the end of the season, Sam will have the shield, and he's going to have the title Captain America.
Because we've seen in different posters and different advertisements, Sam has a more Captain America-esque suit that he gets. I personally would rather have Bucky rocking the shield.
Okay.
Although he did get nerfed after, he wasn't the cold hard guy anymore. But I think he just looks so much cooler with the arm and the shield. It's way cooler.
Well, we haven't mentioned one thing.
What's that?
That as far as the villain
Oh,
in this series,
Yeah,
is
that's true.
Baron
yes.
Zemo is back,
And he's super cool.
and
The costume is
the mask.
awesome.
The mask looks great.
So do you know why it's purple? Do you know why they're saying it's purple
Why
in
they're
this?
kind of retconning why it's purple? Yeah.
To torment and taunt the Avengers. He wants it to remind them of Thanos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
that's actually pretty cool. Yeah,
I like
it's a nice
that.
little touch.
That's really nice little touch.
That's a nice nod.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I think Winter Soldier's going to see him and be pissed. It's going to be an interesting dynamic because I think with what are they called, the Flag Smashers?
Yeah.
We'll see them kind of go at it, and it's going to be this whole other kind of cat and mouse game with people just kind of chasing around. Who do you think though would be the Mephisto level drop or cameo or want it to be?
Well, you mentioned adamantium, so I'm going to go that route. I'm going to say Wolverine, or a mention of someone named Logan.
Mhm.
Okay.
That would be like a cool little nod to it, because I really don't think, like, with their shooting schedule and everything they've been doing, because I mean they're obviously limited to shooting
Right.
schedules and how much stuff was done pre and post,
Right.
Things being shut down. They might not have cast Wolverine yet.
No, I mean, for the
Supposedly they've
longest time,
cast Miles Morales, but they're keeping that very quiet.
Yeah.
But we don't know if they've cast a Wolverine character yet.
I think it would be cool in the next Spider-Man project that we get Miles Morales. If we're gonna get all these other characters,
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think that they would drop
One of the 4 Spider-Men. Is
Who
it
knows?
Spider-Man? Spider-Man. Spider-Mans?
Spider-Man,
Spider-Mans.
Spider-Mans? Spider-Man?
Spider-Mangs.
Spodermans.
Who knows what's gonna happen in that movie? Because with all the multiverse kind of stuff
Well,
and
with-
all the talk,
With all the stuff we heard about WandaVision, and then none
Oh,
of
yeah.
it happened, and then we're hearing all this stuff about Spider-Man, and then there's been a couple execs or people who are involved who are like, "Hey, all this stuff you're saying that's going to happen, I think Tom Holland isn't going to happen." And it's like, at this point, when they tell us something's not going to happen, I kind of want to believe them,
right?
Mhm.
I
or
mean,
at least not to the scale that we're all assuming it's going to be. We're all going to be like, "Oh, it's going to be a multiversal movie." Maybe it's just going to be sprinkles of multiversal stuff, and they're
Right.
going to be like flying by like a dimensional thing and see a glimpse of Tobey Maguire Superman, or sorry, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Tobey
I'm
Maguire
like,
Superman.
what? Multiverse,
Dude.
Well,
We're going to stay up till midnight to watch this, most likely.
definitely.
We have-
I am for sure. It's homework.
Yeah,
I'm trying, but we'll see.
it's a lie.
I'll probably be asleep.
We're doing a birthday day.
I think going back to the predictions thing, I think my bold prediction for this series is that Sharon Carter is gonna accidentally or get brainwashed or something, and she's gonna kill Winter Soldier, kind of like
Wow.
she kills Cap at the end of in the epilogue of Civil War.
Okay,
All right.
that's an interesting one.
I like that. I kind of think Sharon Carter's going to be a Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
I could see that.
I could see her, kind of manipulating them. Maybe they kind of bond, because the prediction I made last week, I think, or a couple weeks back, is I think that they're going to be attending Steve Rogers' funeral in the first couple of episodes. I think that old man Steve Rogers is going to pass away, and they're actually going to bond kind of over that.
Okay.
And I think that she's going to divide them. I think that maybe she kind of, I don't want to say seduces, but she kind of like, manipulates Bucky a little bit. And then maybe ultimately she does kill him.
Yeah,
You never know.
I think there's this back and forth of who's going to be the new Captain America, and with the U.S. agent as well, who obviously isn't going to be.
No. It's gonna get
But
killed
by
off.
the end, I think they're going to be like, okay, Anthony Mackie is going to be like, all right, Winter Soldier, I actually think that you're the best for this. And then he's going to die, and Anthony Mackie is going to be like, okay, I have to take this up.
It would tie everything around from them both kind of passing away in the series. Both the old dudes get to rest finally.
Austin thinks she's a Skrull too.
Nice.
So
I think with what we saw at the end of WandaVision, there's gonna be a lot of scroll stuff going on, and we saw all those scroll skulls in
Skrull skulls.
scroll skulls in that fight scene, right?
Yep.
So I think we're going to see a lot more Skrulls in this.
Well, they've come up with a phrase there. We were kind of doing a little bit of that during WandaVision. We were saying Wanda TF, and now they're saying what the Falcon.
Oh,
when it comes to this series, is there going to be, when we get to the end of this series, are we going to be further along with whatever is going to happen with Thunderbolts? Like, we know that within a week or two of when Falcon the Winter Soldier ends is when allegedly Black Widow will be released. I'm kind of with somebody in the studio that I don't even care about Black Widow anymore.
Someone on this side of the studio,
the voice of
God,
the Radio Lord. Yeah, I don't really care anymore.
No one cares.
I don't really care about Black Widow anymore. I'm still gonna listen. I'm still gonna pay for Premiere Access. I'm still gonna watch it.
I heard it was coming out in theaters for sure on the date that they said it was gonna come out.
May 7th.
Anybody in the chat excited for Black Widow?
Yeah, let us know if you're excited for Black Widow. If you're just like,
I think
I'm not.
I think I'm excited for the fact that there's gonna be something's gonna happen. They're holding out. There's gonna be some kind of cameo, or Taskmaster is Natasha from a different timeline. Something that
because they shuffled this, and the movie's been done for a year. It's not they're still shooting something.
They're just holding out.
It's done.
They're just holding out.
It's been done for over a year. Like, you're holding this out just because you're trying to make as much money as you can. Did you really think?
Nah.
He said,
I didn't think so.
I mean, are they that concerned that they think that it's going to be that high grossing of a film?
No. I don't think that it was going to be one of the bigger, like, Marvel movies.
No.
Like, Ant-Man was awesome, but, you know, it's not one of the bigger ones, you know? We already know that Black Widow died.
What?
You know, spoiler alert. What are they going to do into the show other than release someone that we don't know?
Yeah, I think that maybe they're not sure it's going to do super well, or at least not for their standards, and that's why they're being so particular about when they release it, because they want to make sure there's nothing right behind it, nothing right in front of it, nothing at the same time as it, and they want to get like a lock at the only thing that's coming out right then is that. Like, they would not have released it, say, like this week because of the Snyder Cut, because not that more people watch Snyder Cut, but it would pull people away from going to theaters.
It would. 100%.
And they're not as worried about that with Falcon and the Winter Soldier because it's a TV show, and also I think people were a little more hyped for Falcon and the Winter Soldier than Black Widow. If this was like 6 years ago, I don't know if you guys remember when everyone was like, "Oh, Black Widow movie."
Oh yeah.
Maybe even longer than that. It was like after Iron Man 2 or something like that, and then that was like prime time to do a Black Widow movie. And I kind of like retroactively went, "Well, let's see if people still want this." Not really. Like, the universe has moved past that, and this character is dead.
This is true, and I think that's the hardest part for this movie, unless they do some kind of trick or some kind of flip. That what is so exciting? What are we waiting on?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the more that they push this back, I'm gonna pay the $20 on Disney Plus when they release that. But now I'm kind of like, come on.
Then if it's shifted schedule wise, because if, like you're saying, if it came out like after Iron Man, or say it came out right after, say if it was the first movie that came out after the original Avengers or something, because in like the timeline, I think it's set in between Civil War and Infinity War is when the movie is actually set, right? So if they had put it initially, like if they had released it, say they released it in between those two films, you know, your reaction and your suspense to the film is going to be a lot more, it's going to be a lot different because we already know, we already know what is going to happen to her.
Right.
And she's the title character. So you don't have that built-in investment in seeing what happens to her ultimately because we've already seen what happened to her.
And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say Tim is saying,
Tim's going hard.
He's like, how is this going to push the Phase 4 narrative, if at all, the Black Widow movie? And it's like, that's a good point. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Phase 4 narrative get pushed, not us go back to Phase 2.
I don't need that.
No, that's true.
He said he's excited for the after credit scene in that movie more than the movie itself, and I could totally agree there.
And then Katie's more excited for our reaction than the actual movie, which, understandable.
You'll get a video on that too.
You'll get it, and it'll probably be, we'll probably be yelling or something. I have a feeling.
What?
that we're not going to be that hyped about it after we see it.
Like Wonder
We got to watch it together.
No,
we
I
have
think it's gonna be
plans to
better than
watch
Wonder Woman.
Godzilla and Kong together.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be really
At
cool.
the end of the month, we're gonna bring the
Quan is rubbing his-
super dope producer Quan with
Yeah.
us. Big bowl of popcorn,
You know?
maybe a Wonder Woman bucket of popcorn
For Quan.
for Quan, and it's happening. It's going down.
I think oh, okay. Would you rather see Godzilla for the first time right now, Godzilla versus Kong, or Wonder Woman again? Wow.
Bro,
Come on, dude. CGI monsters. he was not even. That was an easy one.
all right, that's fair.
I think Godzilla is going to be really cool. It's going to do a lot of fan service. It's going to be a big monster fight. I liked Pacific Rim.
I think Quan's tripping.
On what part?
I'm never watching Wonder Woman 84 again.
The Pacific Rim movies were fun.
They're really cool, and there's a Netflix like anime-ish kind of style.
I've heard that
series,
was good.
and it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just for the fact for us to go see a movie in the movie theater and it to be
Come
exciting.
on, Mark.
Look at him! Look at him
Together,
smiling.
Godzilla.
I know, like
at
the
us
first
smiling.
movie we all went to see together in a long time was Wonder Woman 84.
We gotta redeem it a
New
little bit,
Mutants.
dude.
Oh, well,
we
that was
saw
just
New
me, you, and
Mutants
Adam.
during
yeah.
COVID, and we
Yeah.
saw New Mutants, and it's like, oh no,
I rented it for
Yeah.
$5.99.
yeah, it was brutal.
That's $5.99.
But yeah, we all went to the
Never did that.
movies, and we saw Wonder Woman 84, and Paul's first reaction as soon as the credit starts rolling is, well, that wasn't very good.
And I think I spent, because I think we saw it in IMAX, and
Yeah.
I bought all 3 of our tickets.
Yeah.
Bro.
Thanks, bud. Cheers.
Cheers.
Uh,
Okay, so
Mm.
tonight at midnight, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Boom.
Tune in, send us your reactions, let us know on our socials like what you thought of the first episode. We want to know what you're thinking about this series, and
Absolutely.
comment down below. Give us your predictions right now in the chat of what you think is going to happen with Falcon the Winter Soldier. Last night at midnight,
Woo!
someone,
I was waiting.
yeah.
these two yo-yos,
Someone's
were up at midnight. Sorry, I pointed. At midnight last night.
Yeah.
They stayed up
Mhm.
for several hours
4 and 2 minutes.
and watched all 27 chapters of the Justice League remix,
Boom, 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 boom.
the Snyder Cut. Guys, this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so you guys don't have to tune away.
Yeah. We're not going to cover anything.
What were your reactions to the movie? What did you guys think?
He's like, I'm pulling out my notes.
Well,
No.
First off, did you think that it should have been episodic? Do you think they should have spread it out into a miniseries?
Yes.
Okay. Paul said it wouldn't have mattered.
yeah. I
It
don't
wouldn't
think
have been
mattered.
different, and I think if they cut it in the parts, because there's literal like part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They do as a chapter thing.
Correct.
Like,
Uh-huh.
okay.
If they just released them all at once and you had the choice to go back, you can maybe do it. I by the time we were, I don't know, 3.5 hours in, I'm like, okay, it's really long. There's a lot that's different. I think Steppenwolf is the design is so cool.
Mhm.
And they give him more of a story to where he's trying to redeem himself in Darkseid's eyes, not so much of he just pops up and is trying to steal these mother boxes, So they give
Right.
him a little bit more depth. I think we agreed Cyborg was the MVP.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, easily.
Easy. They give him when you see him in his transformation in the first Justice League movie, you're like, okay, this is cool, but you don't really feel for him as much.
Mhm.
This so much more depth, and I think within a lot of characters. I mean, even Martha Wayne and Lois, everybody just got. It was just more amped up. Everybody was more developed. The aspect ratio was weird in the beginning. The bars are on the
Yeah, I
side.
settled into it. It was super weird at
Yeah.
first, though.
Yeah, it was interesting, but you got used to it. Nitpicking for me personally, the thing that
I know what you're gonna say.
bothered me the most is the score.
It was so bad. It was so
None of the
weirdly placed.
music matched
like-
anything.
Okay, so you guys saw the trailers. There's the scene where Aquaman's walking down that like stormy pier and he's got his shirt off and he's drinking
He's
alcohol.
drinking the whiskey.
They have like a Christian song playing over top. It's like
Like
there is a
Creed?
king in his kingdom, and I'm like, this is
when you're
so
expecting
weird.
when you're
welcome
expecting
for
it
me
to
singing, by the way.
yeah,
They're blasting
I was
Hillsong.
gonna say, please, someone, we're gonna have to clip that. We're gonna clip that. No, but you're expecting like I don't know some like cool rock music. Aquaman's like
Well, the original score, I was telling Paul, it was White Stripes.
right. This was I think Junkie XL did the score and changed
He
it up.
recorded it at his church, probably.
I don't know. There was, I think for me personally, that was the thing that bothered me the most, because there's a scene where the Flash gets flashy, and he
He gets very flashlight.
he gets real Flash-like,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, oh, this scene is really cool, and it's like the music again. And I'm like, and I think maybe what they were going for is just more of an epic kind of feel, and it didn't really.
Well, even to
grasp me
that,
like
sorry, I think we're trying to get most of the bad things we had to say out of the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
first,
easy.
because we do have a lot of good things to say actually.
For sure.
But even the Wonder Woman theme, which I actually like in the Wonder Woman movies,
Do it.
It was really weird.
Do it.
It was no. Okay.
Oh no.
Happy birthday to me.
But it was super weird, and I thought it sounded mad different.
No, it did sound mad different, and you get to see. Did anybody get that? Yes. You get to see Wonder Woman. I think I don't want to say, because she's definitely the strongest one out of all of them, but more vulnerable. And then there's not Iron Man. Batman is kind of.
Iron Man's in it?
No, that would have been
Oh.
cool. It seemed like he was more like in the background. He was just more of an extra kind of character.
He didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. You didn't get to see as much dark side as you would have wanted,
Uh-huh.
and that kind of annoyed me.
Yeah, I think it was all of the dark side stuff, save for maybe a couple lines of dialogue, were in the trailers. All of it.
Mhm.
And Tim,
Spoiler.
we're gonna get into that towards the end about whether we want to restore the Snyderverse or not. But for me right now, I would say sure. I'm not against it.
So what people were saying on cliffhangers, it ends on 2-ish cliffhangers. I don't know, for hours. I'm like, nightmare scene's about to happen, calling it.
This guy
And it
every 20 minutes, nightmare scene.
didn't happen.
Oh, yep, nightmare
And I'm like,
scene.
oh, Batman's about to pass out. Nightmare scene. Didn't happen. The nightmare scene is in the last 20 minutes of the episode, and it's the coolest, and it's the cliffhanger, and it's the dialogue between people you really want to hear talk.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
I did not like it. I didn't love it as much as Sonny did, but it was cool. And I think the longer it went, the cooler it was. And they kind of settled into what those characters were in this universe.
Mhm.
Even though I don't love those characterizations of the character, it was good.
I agree.
And then just so let's go back a little bit. I think the first half of the movie is way better. I think all the backstory and seeing where everybody comes from and like getting more in tune with Cyborg, Flash, and I think most importantly, Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf is way cooler.
Way cooler.
He has like a better reason and more understandable reason for doing what he's doing and feeling
Mhm.
so passionately about it. And you kind of not feel for him, like, but you like see where it's coming from. You're like,
They
oh,
don't call the mother box mother. It's the unit, the Trinity, the Unity.
the unity.
And it's more for Darkseid. It's like, everything for Darkseid. He's trying to get back into Darkseid's good grace.
Yeah.
Instead of I don't know, he's trying to find these mother. Why does he keep calling him mother and all this kind of stuff?
Mhm.
A lot of the stuff that didn't need to be in there wasn't in there, which was good.
Mhm.
What
Okay.
what are you scoring it?
Me?
What was your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. And I'm not mad at you if you're up like around 8, or even if you're down around 6. If you're any lower or higher than that, okay. I mean, all
You
right.
told me earlier what you had it at.
7.5.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
It's a really good watch. It's a
Yeah.
really, really good movie.
You liked it more than the original.
Oh well, yeah, that's the key thing.
Like miles more.
Okay.
It's so much like I would watch this 100 times before I watch the hour and a half original one.
There's like 5 cameos of people that you want to see that are cool. Maybe
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one cameo that happens twice. It is better the second time. The first time is really freaking weird and
Yes.
kind of like, why did they even put this in? It redeemed itself a little towards the end, but I think maybe if you know what I'm talking about, you kind of know who I'm talking about. But
Okay.
it's the first time he shows up is like, well, okay, and the
Yeah.
second time is like, oh, that was better.
Yeah, and then you get a little bit more answers towards things that you might have wanted to see. it's ending though. Like that's the
Right.
end.
Yeah.
You know.
And it felt like that
We
towards
don't
the
know
end.
what's going to happen now. We're assuming that it's done.
We're
So,
assuming,
yeah.
but with the success of this and how much that they've developed into this universe, they easily can expand this
Oh, easily,
Sure.
100%.
without a doubt. It looks awesome.
With the response it's getting, I wouldn't be surprised if Warner Brothers does.
No,
And with the way the Flashpoint movie, whatever goes on with that, I just don't want Warner Brothers to be reactionary. Stay on the path you're on, do what you're going to do, and just add stuff to it if you want to. Because their biggest problem has always been, oh, we got to change everything because this is how
Mhm.
people reacted. And it's like, relax. Just,
oh, by the way, we haven't even said anything. Superman was awesome.
he was very good.
No CGI with the mustache, so it just looked very natural.
And there was some type of mandate too with Joss Whedon that when he took over, a lot of people don't understand the whole backstory of what was going on. They were over budget
by a lot.
by a lot. They're over budget. Warner Brothers was not really into what the movie that they were making. They really weren't into it. Snyder tragically lost his daughter.
Yeah. And at the end, it says "For Autumn" before the credits
Yeah.
roll, and it's really nice. You know that he dedicated that. You could tell he shot this in a completely different tone. You know.
And they told Whedon, it's like, the movie cannot be over 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, this movie cannot be 2 hours. It has to be, your max is 1 hour and 58 minutes or 1 hour and 59 minutes. It
No.
cannot be 2 hours.
No, and this is 4 hours and 2 minutes. He of course wanted to go over the extra 2
Yeah.
minutes. You know what I mean?
Twice as much.
Literally twice as much.
Literally twice as much.
And for what it's worth and what people were expecting and what they wanted, I think it's exactly what people wanted. The people
Great
that
fan
wanted to see
service.
this. It's
Great fan.
the
service.
most Zack Snyder thing I could ever imagine for this universe, and he got everything in that I feel like he probably wanted to get in for it.
Mhm.
And I feel like the back half of the movie suffers a little bit because of that.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, I wanted to get this and this and this. And not that it's bad. It's just a
Yeah,
little
it's just
it's just a
ramped
little
up.
disjointed.
It's real ramped up. Like
Mhm.
four at the end of 4, you're like, oh, okay, this is about to be like a really cool movie. And 5 and 6, you're like, everything's happening. Everything's happening. And
Okay.
I think it was kind of good because it's a long movie, and at that back end, they're getting your attention back. Like, yo, wake up! I know you're staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning. That we'll give you something. You know.
And everything in Chili's show, he said it was amazing, and Darkseid was amazing, awesome. I agree with that. And the main thing I agree with him is every character got an arc that they needed.
Yep.
I think every character, save for maybe Superman, because he didn't have much of an arc, he was just dead and came back. But which was cool. He didn't need an arc.
They
Mhm.
gave
Um,
him. They gave him a little bit.
Well, yeah. He was mad and then he wasn't. And but I agree. I think all the character work is what made me, because you guys, if you're regular listeners to the show, you guys know that I did not care about this. I was not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I was as close to poo-poo in it before it came out as you could be
We
without
picked up
actually
on that.
doing it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I thought it was
Cool.
7 out of 10.
Personally, I think it's the best DC EU movie out. He's gonna say Shazam, but
Okay.
Oh, I love Shazam. And I'm not moving from that. I'm dying on that hill.
it's really good.
I like Shazam a lot.
It's really good.
I don't know if it was my favorite. Well, I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I'm gonna check it out on Sunday night. We'll have lots of stuff to go. We'll give everybody a week.
Yeah, we'll go
We
a
can
week
go- we
before we
can-
start talking
We
about
can go
what stuff-
full on into spoilers next week because
Yeah.
we know the movie is 4 hours long, and since last night everybody didn't have 4 hours to watch it.
No.
Not like these lunatics that stayed up really late and watched it. You guys are diehards. You're committed. I appreciate it.
At one point, I texted Sonny. I was like, "Oh my God, there's 2 hours left of this movie."
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Well,
He's like, you still with me?
Jesse, who was, who obviously called in, before, who had his, his dissertation on lightsabers and
Oh,
the
yeah,
colors
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
lightsabers. He called me today and he said, "I've watched the first 2 hours of Snyder Cut. Wow, I mean, I don't know, man. And I said, well, it's 2 more hours
Yeah,
for
you
it, whatever.
still
He was
got-
like taking a little break, and he was like, I want to know what Paul thinks. I want to know what Sonny thinks. And I said, well, they'll be talking about it a little bit tonight. I go, and I'm
Just
gonna
around
check
the
it out
borders of
weekend.
it, you know.
Yeah.
There's still a lot. There's a lot to dig in, and I think maybe because I was looking at it in a different view, there's not like a lot of like Easter egg spoilery stuff. You know, it's just straight up movie. You know, like Marvel does a lot of like, oh, look at like this in the background. This says 4. It's phase
There
4.
wasn't much of that.
There wasn't
yeah.
much of that. It was just straight up.
And
like,
if there was, it was at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of movie, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
And let me see if I can think of anything, like a couple last thoughts. Like, so, like on the cons end, I hate the way Zack Snyder does his colors and stuff. Like I was telling Sonny and Frank, Aquaman is in this shining gold uniform or outfit, costume, whatever. He's standing next to Batman, who's in a black costume, and they're the same color.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but
it's just the tone of the movie.
and it does fit what he's going for.
Right.
Sure.
I don't like it, but it fits for what.
And
he's
that's what
going
I'm saying.
for.
Nitpicking stuff. When you hear the music start to go off, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this doesn't really fit." Like,
Right.
okay, I'll just kind of get into it. So I don't know. Great movie.
All right.
Everybody go watch it.
Yeah, I would definitely say
It's definitely
it
a
is
great watch.
worth a watch.
And you can pause if you're tired. You can pause,
Right, you can pause,
and
go
then
make
watch it.
snacks.
I'm watching it all in one shot when I
Yeah.
watch it Sunday night. I'm going to watch it all in
And
one sitting.
you guys don't understand how badly I wanted to watch that movie and then tell everyone it sucked and I hated it and everyone was wrong. It shouldn't have came out. But I don't think that.
It was good.
I don't think
He was like that was good. It
Yeah.
ended. It was like 4:30. I'm like,
Because I was talking a bunch of crap at people who were hailing it before it even came out.
No,
So
yeah,
I
for
wasn't
sure.
about to do the opposite.
right. No,
So
gave
I
it the
enjoyed
shot
it.
and it was good.
Yep.
It's real good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Sonny, I wanted to visit a little bit of your childhood, if we could. This
Okay.
week, for our Boom segment,
Oh yeah.
we are
Childhood Booms.
collaborating we're putting together two different titles
Yes, dude.
that is actually one shared universe,
So is.
both written by Ryan Parrott.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, of course, for this week featuring Boom Studios, Show Us Your Booms, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh man, yes, dude.
It's two different series,
Yeah, Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers are two different things going on right
completely different feels
now. Mm-hmm.
as far as the two series go.
Yep.
Power Rangers is more focused on the main three, I would
Mhm.
say, the stronger of the three Rangers, and their kind of interaction with Lord Draken.
who is that? The white, the green, and
So
It's
yes,
Trini, Zach, and Jason.
Jason, that's
Yeah.
the Red Ranger. But
Yeah.
Lord Draken is Tommy Oliver,
who was the Green Ranger, right?
who was originally the Green Ranger, became good, became the White Ranger, but he has both power crystals. So it's like a mesh, and he has like this awesome like horn mat. It's really cool. It's kind of like a crown. And he has like the dagger, the tiger dagger. And he's like the evil guy. He's the big bad right now. And there's like a ranger that's like a ranger hunter. I believe it's the Pink Ranger.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, dude, it's like you said, my childhood. I know the lore behind it, and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna revisit the OG one, because there's I think 45 different Power Rangers. You know what I mean?
There's a
Right.
lot of Power Ranger stuff.
But the OG one, everybody knows Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know?
Yeah, I was never. I think maybe I was a little. It was like came out a little bit before I was old enough to like get into it. But how long ago was? I want to say it was almost like 5 years ago now, maybe even 6. That YouTube short came out with. It
Whoa,
was the,
that was really really good. I thought that was gonna be the movie.
Yeah, in the movie, I didn't see it. But
The
I
movie
heard,
wasn't that good.
Yeah, I heard it was all right.
Yeah,
But I watched that and I was like, oh, Power Rangers can be not corny and super cool.
Right, and I think with Boom Studios, I trust them to do any kind of project. You know, and
it's been good so far.
Thanks for stopping in, Chili Show. Sorry, he said he's gonna.
No, absolutely. If we were to do any kind of like bring something to life, I want it to be Boom Studios. You know what I mean? We know all the stuff that they can do, but like there's already groundwork, there's foundation to all these characters, the elevation that they can do to expand this universe,
Mhm.
the artwork, amazing.
Yeah.
They both have two different feels. I'm stoked.
But you eventually feel like the two series are going to be paired together. It's
sure.
a matter of time before they start to cross over, because while Power Rangers is focusing on Lord Draken and these three, I guess you call them the Omega Rangers, whatever the overpowered,
Right.
type of group of three,
Mm-hmm.
and their interaction with everything that's going on cosmically,
Mm-hmm.
you have this other group that's on Earth,
Yeah, they're more
in
grounded.
Mighty Morphin,
Mm-hmm.
and they're introducing a new Green Ranger. They
Mhm.
just, in the last issue or the issue before, I think issue 4, they introduce a new Green Ranger.
Right.
And there's like enough comedy
Yeah.
that's involved in it. There's like a scene, I think it's in the first or second issue, where they have two guys sitting at a construction site and they're talking about the Zords that have like destroyed all these buildings, and
Right.
they're talking about, you know, potentially rebuilding downtown, and they're like,
Right.
well, it's just a matter of time, they're gonna knock it down again.
Right. Of course.
It's just kind of
like
oh,
Angel Grove
man.
every day, you know, the Power Rangers have to fight some giant squid monster and a building's getting knocked over.
Yes.
And it's really interesting because I thought there was going to be for a while like a project with Marvel of them talking about the people that take care of the people, take care of everything that gets destroyed and all that kind of stuff.
The damage
Damage
control.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, what if you lived in Angel Grove and yeah, the Power Rangers they're here to take care of you, but they're gonna fight some giant monster at one point and might knock over the
Tear
mall.
some stuff up, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we'll have collected editions for that. The trades for each of the books, I think, come out like the beginning of May
Mm-hmm.
for each
That's probably when I'll hop on.
series.
Okay.
And we'll bring them in and have everybody check them out. But I mean, it's one more IP, one more project that we're watching coming out of Boom Studios that has been like
crushing it.
It's been awesome. I mean, and I'm not really a Power Rangers guy, and it was really good. Both series are really fun.
Yeah, they're both fun reads. It gives you lore. It gives you like expanded universe stuff. It gives you for everybody looking for like the cosmic-y cool Power Ranger stuff. It gives you that too. You know, it Boom Studios has got it going on. They know what they're doing over there.
They do. They kill it.
Shout out to Ross Ritchie.
And we're not done with Boom Studios.
Absolutely not.
I'm not sure what we're going to do next week, but we have a couple candidates
Mm-hmm.
for next week. We could go over a couple different miniseries,
Okay.
a couple different directions. We'll talk and we'll decide amongst ourselves there's a lot to go over with Boom Studios related, but might bring a couple of different things in and go over that. But a lot of stuff with Boom Studios going forward that we're excited about. Listen, guys, as far as Boom Studios and as far as the indie titles go, the indie companies, they're giving DC and Marvel a run for their money. Like,
they really are, dude.
It's only a matter of time before Boom Studios blows up. And I think if they aren't going to from just their comics, which I think they easily could, they're easily going to because something's going to get picked up and made into a
Netflix,
television show.
Prime.
It's going to be the next The Walking Dead. I legitimately
or
believe
Umbrella
that.
Academy or something like
That's
that.
what I was
exactly.
thinking. Umbrella Academy.
Like, or as far as like pop culture goes,
Right.
It's one of these series is going to get picked up and turned into something that everyone loves, and then Boom Studios is going to skyrocket from there. Get onto it now, and you're going to love it. I promise.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it any better myself.
And we've talked about before with regards to like trade paperbacks. It's always an easy way to get caught up on something, and you can find out. You get like one arc, one continuous story that you can kind of check in and see if it's for you or not.
Right.
Everything that, you know, everybody puts out isn't for you. It's just that Boom Studios just keeps hitting.
Yeah.
You know, everything they bring out is like, it's got my interest.
And that's why I love comic books, because it's like you don't have to read all of them. You can read like this one arc over this one kind of bigger story if you want to, but this one arc is its own contained thing. And the wonderful thing about Boom is it's not just this one arc that's in this maybe bigger story. It also doesn't have anything else outside of it. Like you don't have to read 13 other comics that tie into it. You read that comic, you get that story, and if you love it, you can read more. And if you love it but you don't really want to read more, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
This is true.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
So
it's not like going into like a series on Netflix and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. You know, I have to wait and I watched an hour of it. You know,
and you like the finale, but you didn't like the series.
Right.
Yeah. I've done that.
Been there. I think we all have.
So I wanted to ask you guys, as we're kind of like winding things down, I wanted to talk to you guys about what you've been reading or what you're looking forward to reading. What have you picked up in the last week? Paul had mentioned something about, you know, every week it feels like there's just so many things. You're not sure what direction to go in as far as.
Yeah.
I just picked up 3 weeks worth of books.
Yeah, I picked up like almost 2 weeks.
What'd you guys get?
Oh my gosh.
Everything. Did you guys get any King of Black?
I did.
I had some King of Black time.
I think I haven't been straying away from anything other than that, because if I do, I pick up something else and it's just too much. That's my favorite thing going on right now.
Okay.
Hands down.
So I picked up. I was gonna pick up the Planet of the Symbiotes, but I couldn't find number 1, so I was like, I'm not gonna pick up number 2.
I've got it. I'll bring it for you.
And then I picked up number 4, like of just the main King and Black storyline. I picked up. I was missing, I think, issues 3, 4, or excuse me, 4, 5, and 6 of 7 Secrets. I picked those up.
Ooh, okay.
And then I had a bunch of Future State that I hadn't bought yet, and I picked up the rest of those. I'm going to kind of pick and choose which one of those I finish.
Right.
Still bought all of them, though, because I like to waste money.
I haven't been keeping up on the Future State stuff, and I know that they were going to release another kind of reboot something.
Well, now they've gone into that.
Right.
The Infinite Frontier.
That's what it is.
And they announced today that there's going to be Josh Williamson is writing an Infinite Frontier miniseries that's going to start in June. That's going to kind of tie in these newer versions of these Future State characters,
right?
Mainstay characters and newer versions, updated versions of them. The one thing I read out of all the stuff I picked up yesterday, the one thing I read was Nightwing, because I wanted to read Tom Taylor, his take on Nightwing.
Okay, how was it?
It was great.
Yeah.
Really?
It was really
That's super good. That's super cool.
Really well written. Illustrations are awesome.
Yeah, I knew that the artwing was going to be awesome.
Pick that up. I'm kind of kicking myself right now.
It is so good. Awesome. They're kind of giving you feeling like Nightwing is going to be the new well-off vigilante. Because we know that Batman is sort of like slumming it in his little brownstone, in downtown Gotham City. We think
penthouse.
But the artwork is great. The storytelling is great. You know how much we like Tom Taylor. He just mentioned 7 Secrets, Deceased, of course. Tom Taylor he's killing
Deceased
it.
Is so good.
And I think going forward, I mean, he's just going to kill Nightwing. I have no doubt it's going to be great.
He might really kill Nightwing.
He might.
And I wanted to ask you, because I think I gave you the first 5 of them. Have you caught up on any of them?
I'm on 3. It's really good.
It's so good.
Is really good.
Picked up number 6 this week. I'm excited to read it.
Okay.
Tom King's one of those guys where I either love his stuff or I'm like, whatever. Like, I was like, whatever on his Batman. But he's like, this and Mr. Miracle are like 2 of my favorite comics I've read in a while, along with like Deceased and 7 Secrets. It's like the Toms, they're killing it.
Guys, we're looking forward to reading. I'm looking forward to reading more than just one of my books, but we're looking forward to reading a lot of books in the next couple of weeks. We do appreciate you guys taking the time to check us out. Make sure you add us to your pull box, and let us know what you're reading in the comments down below. Hit us up on the IG, Into the West Comics, on the Twitter, _comics, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. And let us know what you're reading. And we will have another Boom segment next week. We're just not sure what it is yet.
Before we end,
yes,
you have a gift.
Oh, there's
you
a
need
gift
to unwrap.
And I have your gift.
You have my gift.
I have your gift.
While they're getting these gifts, I just want to give you make sure you don't ever watch this recommendation. We were talking about earlier, New Mutants. You don't ever need to watch that movie. I had gotten pepper sprayed earlier that day for like training purposes of my job, and it hurt my eyes more to watch that movie than to get pepper sprayed.
This is the bag that I gave you your birthday present.
I'm re-gifting. I didn't give him back the gifts that he gave me yesterday. I'm giving him something different, but I reused the bag. And this is from superfan Katie. Oh. This is from Paul's sister Katie. I'm going to open this right now.
Everybody knows I collect these, and this is a really cool...
Am I going to open this? Yeah.
What happened?
No, nothing. Sorry.
Zombie Deadpool. I'm stoked. Thank you so much, bro. What is it? Oh,
that one's super cool.
What'd you get?
Cards Against Marvel.
Yes, dude. 17 plus. So if we do play it,
I'm old enough.
If it might get a little lit.
2 times.
Thanks. Maybe almost 3. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you, bro. Boom. These are really cool.
I love it.
These are dope.
It's birthday week.
Yeah, let's
keep them on the table.
It has him doing like the like his Venom punch in here. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see it. All right, I got one more.
Yeah, keep them on the table.
Katie, I love you. Thank you. Where's this? Okay.
Well, that was Frank, but
no, I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is so good. This is so good. Yo, you guys remember when I did this for Halloween?
Yes.
This is awesome.
It's like a Sunny action figure.
It literally is. The hair is so on point. This is great.
That's great.
Where did you find this? Because I know this is like a hard one to find. Oh, this is good.
That's dope.
Oh, that's another.
Love to see it.
That's another one.
I love it. I love it.
I'm super grateful. Thank you guys so much.
Katie,
I really
thank you.
Guys.
Sonny, thank you.
You're most welcome.
You guys are the best birthday gift.
Aww.
That was super cheesy. All right. Love you guys.
Thank you guys so much. See you later. Later,
up.
nerds.
Read
Next
some
week,
comics,
go
guys.
read some comics and go watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the 7-hour cut of Justice League.
Yeah, get some popcorn.
So. It's dope. Katie, thank you.
That's gotta be